Tough game for us. I think we caught a lot of breaks in the first half and made some plays. Didn't play very well in the second half. We kind of made the same mistakes that they had made in the first half and gave some opportunities right back to them and really kind of got outplayed in the second half. Just need to find a way when we get ahead to get those games finished off. But I give a lot of credit to Houston.
Maybe a word or two about Tulane, please, Coach.
I've said all along I think this is a very good football league. It's a very even football league, and I think every week everybody you're playing can beat you, and I think everybody in this league has a chance every week. Tulane's made a lot of improvements since we watched them when this game was postponed the first time. I think they're playing really well on defense, doing some really good things on offense, especially rushing the football, and look forward to a big challenge.
Take questions for Coach Scott Frost, please. *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
We have a question from Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good, Dan. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. You had spoken about the Houston game, obviously, in your opening address, but your team's play against Houston, despite the loss, the positives you can take away from a hard-fought effort in your first season against a team that's obviously been one of the top teams in the American.
Well, I think this whole season as a whole, our kids can take a lot of positives out of it. Coming from where this team came from a year ago, we've been in every game with a chance to win it, except for Michigan game. Michigan's an exceptional football team. Temple won our half last year, and we had those guys on the ropes. Houston won the league last year, and we had those guys on the ropes. We've come a long way, but that moral victories don't count for anything in football, and I know our kids are brokenhearted that they haven't gotten a couple more of those games finished off. So we'll keep looking for ways to try to finish those games when we get in those situations.
With the players that had been there before you got into Central Florida, just what you can say about their attitude, their enthusiasm, their effort when you're watching them on and off the field as the head coach, just what you're seeing from some of these guys take on leadership roles and not accept what happened last year for this year.
Well, we're playing as a team, and I think that the effort is 180 degrees different from where it was, particularly at the end of last season. These guys are playing for each other, and they're playing hard. This is a process to get our program back to where it needs to get and where it needs to be. And I think this class of seniors and this team will be the ones that started the turnaround and got us going in the right direction. We're led on by our defense right now. We got a bunch of veterans on that side of the ball that are fighters and warriors and going out there and keeping us in games and making plays for us. And that's really what we need as our young offense continues to evolve and learn lessons and grow. And at times we look really good on both sides of the ball, and at other times we look like a young team that's still learning. So that process has got to keep going forward, and I can't say enough about some of those defensive guys that are going to battle every week.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Got it.
Our next question comes from Shannon Green with the Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, Scott. When you look at where the team came from last year, having not won a game, are you guys about where you thought you'd be in the process at this point?
You guys asked me that question before the season started, and I really didn't know. I didn't know how quickly we could get the program to where it should be. I didn't know what the process would look like and the evolution would look like. I also didn't know much about how our team would compare to other teams in the league because I hadn't seen them much. It's obvious to me that we've gotten to a point that we can play with and have a chance to beat anybody in our league. But we're not good enough yet to think that we can just show up at a stadium and beat anybody in our league either. So this is gonna be a process. After one of the games, somebody told me a Bobby Bowden quote when he took over at Florida State, and Bobby said the inevitable process is going from losing big to losing small to winning big. We're somewhere on that scale right now, and we're moving in the right direction. But we're all trying our hardest to speed up that process.
That's a great quote, by the way.
He's a good coach.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Pretty good. It's another question about Traquan Smith. What have you seen out of him in terms of his contribution to the team? Sounds like his ability to block has really picked up.
Well, Traquan, even though he's only a sophomore, is one of our guys with experience on the offense right now, and we don't have many of them. But he's a really good player for us. He's been really patient in some of the games where our passing game hadn't been where we wanted it to be, and been a good teammate and a good leader for us. And when he gets chances to make plays, he makes them. He had an unbelievable game on Saturday. Was one of the bright spots throughout the game for us, and I look forward to him making a lot more catches in a UCF uniform.